Bailey. So I'm going to him. Talk to this guy first. Maybe he knows what's going on.
Do you know what's happening?
No. What about you?
Me? How can I?
I saw you with Sir Robot. Didn't he tell you anything?
No, listen.
The best thing would be to join forces with Scarlet, like Sigismund. Bah! You might be right. I'm sure Sigismund ain't no fool. Backstabbing swine, maybe. No fool. I'm there.
I mean, this guy and Sir Robot and Sir Divish. Basically the only people with a lot of grey hairs.
It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night?
Only old people.
Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on scouts. Then who is it? The scouts Divish sent the scouts to spy on Sigismund. Said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did this guy say?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Right, we will.
Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robert?
Sir Radzig, what a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left the storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense, and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But, sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I see
So
you
Davis
run
was
a
in
thick
prison
skin since your tribulation, sir.
by Havel of
Well,
Valberg.
thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable.
And that's why it's funny, you know?
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will, and good luck to you and your people too. These are dark times. Move out! Anywhere, people! Move out! It's only a short way to Ante now.
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrol.
And now
Serve
it's
out the
triple.
watches between you as always. And if I catch anyone boozing, playing dice or slacking off, I'll personally break every bone in his body. I want you to keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well, to follow the Scholars people, now he knows they've fled. Keep your eyes peeled, and report everything to me at once. Understood?
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch of the battlements, my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yesterday.
Of course I'll help. I'll have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later. Good luck to you.
God be with you.
What do you think about the flight of the Scanners fleet?
I'd say Sir Rodzik is a fine hero. He made the most of the situation and saved his subjects. You don't see that very often.
He was lucky that big storm came.
But that's just it. Something happens by chance and would turn it to your advantage. There's not many capable of thinking so fast. Take care.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you.
I will. Thank you.
I forgot to take food. I'll get some later. There's supposed to be still some food left. I can't really eat from the pot. I do have too much nourishment to eat from the pot.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his million subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. We may be in for a surprise. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Scarlet and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Marquardt von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Marquardt. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king. And here in Talmberg, divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Radzig Kobyla, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzig of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzig is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Radzig Kobyla is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzig Kobyla is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, I mean, he definitely still remembers Henry. The guy he's talking to, that I'm pretty sure is King Wenceslaus. I mean, it showed that, you know, in the starting cutscene, it showed that he was a ginger. And that guy also has red hair, so... And I mean, he has gold on his armor.
Get on with you, Robard.
There aren't many warrior kings left.
Good health, you.
Why did Sigismund burn down Skalitz and then come here too?
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Radzig was one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's allies.
In regular dialogue, it's still, The lip syncing is pretty good. Okay, when in regular dialogue, but not always in cutscenes.
What happened in Kuttenberg?
Gutenberg. Well, I'm just a simple soldier, but the good Lord gave me ears, and I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed, but it was the Gutenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
I see.
Listen, lad, these were all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair.
Yeah, it was King Sigismund, the guy that was there, not Wenceslas. Wenceslas is the one who's been kidnapped.
So then why did
abducted.
Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
Why do you think?
So he could loot it?
Correct. King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Gutenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire. He who commands the Gutenberg silver is king.
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favored him?
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Gutenberg began to raise an army against him. So with the attack on Gutenberg, Sigismund killed two birds with one stone. He defeated Wenceslas's most powerful allies before they could stand against him, and also gained immense wealth.
Where did these humans come from, anyway?
I don't know much about them, only what the Chamberlain said, that they came to Hungary from the east and settled there. They're godless barbarians and merciless fighters. The nobles used to say the Hungarian king shouldn't enlist them, because they dishonor our rules of warfare. But when there's power and money to be had, it seems that honor isn't worth my spit. And believe me, it's always about power.
I mean, the called barbarians because they're from Hungary, and Vlad the Impaler is also from Hungary, I think. You know, Vlad the Impaler, also known as Dracula.
So, Robard, I need to get to Skalitz.
Well, a vampire.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left.
He is someone who did impale people on spikes.
Deserters and other vermin. Anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
My parents died there, and I won't leave them to be ravaged by dogs. I have to bury them.
Good God, boy. Do you want to throw your life away for those who will never get theirs back? Do you think that's what they'd want? Forget it.
You have two options to do this. You can either talk to the gates guard. Will tell you that you like need to get a guard's outfit, so he'll let you out. So you can say, you know, like I didn't recognize you, that guy. But then you're gonna have to pick a lock and everything. However, you could also just jump off the bridge. I mean, this is literally a very easy lock over there in the tower. I mean, this is just easier. I mean, all you can really get is like a bow pretty early. I mean, you already have a sword. Now you can do this with your horse. You almost got it. There we go. They will try to stop you if they have enough time. At least they will if you go on foot. That's what I did the first time. Just jump out. I think.
Gotcha.
What?
Jesus, you gave me the runaround.
Let me go, for Christ's sake. I have to bury my parents.
That's a first.
You're going nowhere. Except back inside.
If I don't bury them now, They'll be ripped to pieces by jackdaws and scattered over unhallowed ground. And I'm stuck here, a stone's throw away.
All right, shove me. I'll pretend you caught me off guard and I fell over. I'll deal with the others. You just get out of here on the double.
Yeah.
It is possible to actually get imprisoned before, like if you get caught stealing or something. And then they'll just, you know... I'm also pretty sure you're able to sleep and then you're also just allowed to go. It doesn't really change anything. I'm supposed to get a cutscene before I get there. That's when I lose this horse as well. It's just insane that it's still the intro. The tutorial. No, they're telling you that sometimes you need to think in this game. It's not just mindless going from quest to quest. I mean, that's what you do most of the time in most games, mindlessly going from quest to quest. Without having to think much. Going like a puzzle. But here, if you say the wrong dialogue even once, you could fuck everything up. I remember having to go back because we were going to attack bramislive. And if you take too many people with you, not enough people with you, you know, you fucked up. And it's almost impossible to win that battle. I'm pretty sure it used to be illegal to burn bodies. Cremation wasn't really a thing. Except for offerings, of course. Another thing a noble knight won't do is loot innocent people, loot bodies. However, if you killed that person, why not? See? I love it when they're like that. Really easy to kill. I'll just keep everything. Always keep my clothes until I actually get something better. I mean, in all the tutorials, this is what Henry wears. Or tutorials, trailers. I mean, there's only one DLC yet to come out. It's called A Woman's Lot. There is more miracle to get here. However, yeah. And I don't want to waste more time. See, then that's a field full of marigolds. I can always come back here later.
What did these poor souls ever do to them?
There's another enemy here. Yeah, he's looting.
What's going on there?
Yeah, I'm not wearing any gloves. Might as well. Now this is another reason why it would be nice to grab a bow. There's a nest here, bird's nest, and sometimes they have valuable stuff like necklaces, rings, or raven feathers. Those are pretty valuable. One of these trees has a nest. Supposed to get like a notification, and right there. That one. There's a nest over here. What you're supposed to do is, I don't have a bow now, but you're supposed to grab your bow, shoot an arrow at it, and just fall down. But I wasn't in the mood to go and grab a bow. Come on. See, when you have a nice sword. Oh, whoops. I was gonna spare him. But I accidentally already hit him. Because it's an honorable decision to spare him. It looked more like a maze at first. That doesn't really qualify as looting. Grabbing the sword out of his hand. I mean, activating his body. That would be looting. Is it Deutsch? No? The guy who he threw shit at his house? And Bianca's over there. We'll turn the voices a bit higher. Sound.
Qui essenceris, sanctificetur nomen tuum, veniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo.
No, this is the music, then the music.
Pane nostrum super substantiale, da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimissimus debitoribus nostris, et ne inducas nos in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo.
Pretty sure I'm speaking Czech or Latin. I mean, it is in Bohemia, current day Czech, Czechoslovakia.
Take this as a keepsake for a minute.
Yeah, they were to the left.
Why did you do it to me, Father? Why?
Because he went to save your mother.
Why did you leave me?
That's why.
Forgive me. Forgive me for everything. Next time I won't run. I'll never run away again. I'll find the one who did this to you. I remember his face. I'll find him. But first, I have to find the shovel and take care of you.
The voices aren't really too loud, I just checked it.
I remember you told me you wanted to lie beside Mother.
It was just a little bit quiet.
Here. Under the linden tree. At least I can do that much for you.
So I remember looking for so long. Just follow the sound of the dog.
Get away, you mutt! Get away, you beast!
What's going on? Bishop? What in God's name are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? Digging turnips? The beast just went for me.
Isn't that not the butcher's? No. Isn't that body the butcher's?
Yeah, that's him. What's that got to do with anything?
Retard. He's protecting his former master.
I'd say the poor creature is standing guard over his master. You weren't trying to get to him, were you?
What do you care what I'm doing? What are you doing?
Came to bury my parents.
So bury them and leave me be.
If you lend me that spade, I have to dig a grave. I can't find another.
What's it worth to you? I see you have a fine sword. I'll gladly trade you my spade for that. How did you come by it?
My father forged it for Sir Radzig. It's my duty to deliver it to him. It's not for sale.
Go right ahead and dig that grave with your sword. See how that goes. And where will you dig it anyway? Here? You're not going to lay your parents in unhallowed ground, are you?
He wanted to be buried under the linden
Father said he
tree
wanted to be buried here, and I
by his
can't
house.
take position changes. God willing, later I can find a priest to consecrate the ground. How did you manage to get away?
How do you think I ran?
Do you know what happened to Teresa?
Yeah, I helped her.
When I fled, the
I
Cuban
helped Teresa. I distracted him. Then she went inside her house.
God knows what else.
No, I don't know. What do I care? They probably raped her and killed her like all the others. Her misfortune. Right now, I've got to take care of my son.
You see, a cunt remains a cunt, no matter what the situation.
Gonna beat him up or just draw your sword. This will give me more experience.
You call that combat?
But yeah, you're almost halfway down. I already beat him up earlier. Oh god. Yeah.
That's right! Turn tail and run, you bastard!
The actual reason the dog's standing here is because this guy has salami.
You know me. A good master won't be needing.
Oh, well, okay, whatever. Dried meats, groschen, and a salami. That's why he was here. Didn't care. You're actually supposed to get as much dried meat and dried fruit and stuff as possible, because that food won't spoil while it's in the inventory. Otherwise, it's just gonna spoil eventually. salami. Used to be a place to wash. The cruel thing is, they took all the beds, those humans. Like I know Henry slept on a bench. Bench anyway. Took the pots of food. Still a chest here. Which I don't have any lockpicks for.
This is a good place. You're gonna like it.
See, the dog followed me. He saw me take the salami, and he knows I still have dried meat. He smells it on me. I know, I have a dog, so... When I'm wanting a piece of bread, or a piece of meat, he always looks at me with those big eyes.
Let's get to it.
Like, he's strong enough to dig a grave, and graves are pretty deep. Seems like he dug a pretty big grave, deep grave. But he can't lift his dad. Well, he obviously doesn't want to drag him through the mud. I mean, just because his feet are allowed to be in the mud, just grab his arm, just put your arms at his armpits and lift him up.
How are we gonna do this?
Do you need some help? Is that him?
Yes. Can't you see the sword?
Who are you? What do you want?
Zbyszek?
Who do you think we are? Franciscan brothers? We're here to rob you of everything you've got. Especially that fine blade that's of no use to a peasant like you anyway.
Banish the thought. It is my father's sword.
You mean him? I don't think he's going to be needing it anymore. Listen here, boy. You hand over that sword, I might just let you go. If not, you're in for a family reunion you really don't.
Leave me alone.
Kill him, Runt! Aye, cut the bastard down.
As you like. Could have just cost you a few teeth.
Ah!
What's the year again? 1403? Like, he takes you down in 2 hits. Even if you get his health all the way down, he still doesn't die. It is possible to hit him. Oh!
Kurva!
Look how fast he swings it. There's no weapon like that in the game. It's like a massive bludgeon. Later in the game, you do have to fight him again. And then, he dies so easy, you know? Just to show you that you got really good if you can defeat him. Or maybe just to make you feel like you got really good. Oh, boom, boom, dead. Well, knocked out. I mean, at first you saw that you can barely lift the sword.
I told you how it would end.
You couldn't cut off a piece of wood of a stick.
This is nice work. The chief is going to like it. It's new, isn't it? Now, for the maiden bloodletting. Surely your father never would have imagined it would be your blood. I believe there's a word for such moments. The old man would certainly know. But I'm just a common killer. Did you help make it? No doubt you did. Such miserable luck. To die by the sword you helped forge.
Hey, go fuckers! The games are over.
Sir! Disperse these rebels!
I mean, it does seem like he's dead. I mean, he's all bloody. They get credits. Put him in a dirty cart. Because first of all, wait, am I gonna play as someone else now? Then I saw Henry in the cart. Then it was different. But still, I mean, you know. Kinda sucks that they're giving credits for people you haven't even seen yet. Like Shahanush and Shahanscape on. This was just a tutorial. The world is actually pretty small. I mean, without a horse, it's gonna take you a long time to get from one place to another, but with a horse, I mean, you'll be on the other side of the map really quickly. It's cool though, it basically says I shouldn't go further or so Radzik will wonder where I am. Two castles in one town. Alright, this part. Supposed to go to your parents. Oh wait. I'm the wrong direction. And I've always hated dream sequences. Dream sequences. Tavern. Tree. Pillory. Yeah. They don't tell you what to do, I think. I mean, dream cutscenes are okay, but dream playing sequences are just trash. The story actually isn't that long. I mean, if you are able to find plate armor, like immediately, it really isn't that hard. But that is the trick, plate armor. I mean, only people with maces and axes are gonna do any damage to you if you wear plate armor. And then still not that much. If you've got a horse and plate armor and a good sword, yeah, it's gonna be hard for any enemies to kill you. Like, I remember I had to fight 5 bandits at a time. I just mounted my horse
It's a new day.
and just rode by them.
Henry, can you hear me? Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Were you having a nightmare?
Teresa?
You still have a fever. Uncle won't be pleased, but you'll have to stay in bed.
Where am I? In Skalitz?
We're at my uncle's mill in Rattay. I didn't know where else to go.
What happened?
You don't remember anything? I suppose that's not surprising. I found you in Skalitz after those bandits attacked you. I thought they'd done for you. But you were still breathing. Why in heaven's name did you go back there? It was madness. I slaughtered everyone who didn't run.
My parents. I wanted to bury them. I had to...
Don't worry. I took care of it.
Thank you.
Any good Christian would have done the same. Now sleep. You need your strength back. You're awake.
Good morning.
It's near midnight. You've slept all day.
Oh. Oh, I feel like a horse fell on me.
The beating you took was worse. But at least the fever's broken.
How did you manage to save me?
You were lucky. I was in Skalitz and I saw Zbyszek and his thugs. I tried to distract them, but it would have been no use if those soldiers from Talmberg hadn't arrived. They were searching for you and scattered the bandits.
Searching for me?
Yes. Lord Divish sent them, led by Captain Robard. So tell me, why is a lord of such high standing interested in a blacksmith?
So Divish promised Sir Radzik he'd look after me. And as for why they should care, I've no idea. What in the world were you doing in Skalitz?
Waiting to die.
What?
They killed my brothers, my family, my friends.
They're all dead.
All of them. Everyone I ever loved. They killed one of my brothers in the mines. After that, what did I have to live for?
Don't say that. There's always hope.
No, there isn't. But it doesn't matter. I'm a different person now.
It's probably related to somewhere in the next DLC.
Ugh, I'm exhausted.
I'm not surprised. I'll bring you water and something to eat. In the meantime, rest.
I mean, a
and stay
woman's lot
merry.
is either about Teresa or Lady Stephanie, probably. Yeah, I wonder what you're
Good
gonna
morning
have to
to you.
do.
How's the invalid today?
I mean, there is
I haven't felt as good as this since they lashed me to the wheel
another
and
quest,
quartered me on the town square.
courtship. You have to
Your sense of humor
court
back.
Teresa.
You must be better. My uncle will be glad to hear it. I had a job persuading him to let me bring you here. If you'd lain around much longer, he really would have dumped you on the town square. You can stay until you find somewhere else to live, but my uncle will want payment for taking you in and caring for you.
And this is your uncle's house?
We're in Rattay Mill, my uncle's mill at Peshek. He took me in, and I talked him into taking care of you too.
I've been lying here long enough.
Uncle will be pleased he's one mouth less to feed. But are you truly well enough?
Well enough to do what has to be done. Where can I find Sir Radzig?
He's in the lower castle in Perkstein. He's a guest of Sir Hanush of Leipa. But someone like you can't just walk up bold as you please and demand an audience.
I know Sir Radzig, and I didn't bring him his sword as I was supposed to. I must see him.
If you insist. But you need to speak to my uncle first. You've been in your sickbed for over a fortnight while he paid the apothecary to tend to you, and for medicine. That's a good deal of coin you owe him.
I've been lying here 2 weeks. My God.
Better a fortnight in bed than an eternity in the grave. If it weren't for my uncle, you wouldn't be here at all.
I owe you both my life, and I'll repay my debt. You have my word.
All right. But before you go to town, you should eat something. You're still weak. There's food on the table for you.
Yeah, she made me pancakes. A friend of mine asked where he could find his gear. Yeah, he couldn't even find his own gear. Don't have the agility I need to actually be able to use it. Once someone's weapon type, so short weapon type, short swords. Once someone's pride and joy. This short sword is now an old relic that won't take too much rough treatment. The point is practically worn off. The blade is reasonably honed. I will actually. Oh, this one is perfect. Actually, I'll just repair him. Seax weapon type. Hunting sword, originally a hunter's weapon, which served to finish off prey and butcher the carcass. Due to its similarity to the short sword, it began to be carried by burghers, people of the cities, townsfolk, whose social status warranted carrying an ornate weapon. Contrary to the short sword, however, it only has one sharpened edge and is unsuited to stabbing. Many of them lack crossguards, making it worse for blocking. So use the shard. The nourishment is 40, but I have pancakes. One of my favorite foods. And there's a pot here? I'm not gonna eat my dried meat just yet. Only when I have to. Now, Milopeshek is actually a thief. He'll buy and sell stolen goods. He'll teach you to lockpick, and he'll teach you to pickpockets.
Have you eaten yet?
Yes, it was very good. Did you bake it yourself?
I did. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
There's Milopeshek. Another hard thing to find, which is not in your trunk. A shovel. A spade. And there are things that you need to dig up, like treasures every now and then, if you find one.
My name's Henry. Thank you for taking care of me here.
My name's Peshek, and I'm the miller here. You've already met my niece, Teresa. She took care of you for 2 whole weeks while you were in limbo. And talking of you being at death's door, while you were lying here, you worked up quite a bill with the bloodletter, who came now and again to keep you alive with his potions. That quack doesn't come cheap. I paid him what I could, but I still, that is, you still owe him.
I see. But it's better to be in debt than to lie dead in a ditch. What do I owe? I'm not afraid of hard work.
You won't pay for that shoveling manure. I might have a better job for you. And it's not something any fool can do. If you prove to me you're a clever lad, I might trust you with something you could really make money from. What do you say?
Well, what would you need from me?
You can pay him to...
A trifle. Just to take something from someone and bring it to someone else.
He's not happy if you pay him. He'd rather have you doing some crime for him.
Except for not get caught. Why would anyone want to catch me?
Oh, don't worry. It's just a job like any other. Only this one requires, let's say, the right moral disposition. 2 corpses, both of them.
No honourable man should touch them. That's the executioner's job.
Did you expect I'd give you a hoe and send you out to the fields? You can dig all right, but somewhere else. I want to know whether you're going to hide behind some stupid fucking scruples, or if you might be useful for more unconventional...
See, but I'm playing as a honourable man.
I'm not sure dealing with corpses is a job for me. I don't want that kind of stain on my conscience, or my reputation. Find someone else.
Suit yourself. I gave you a chance to work off your debt. Don't think you can wriggle out of it. I want my groschen back, and quick. Otherwise, I'll make your life hell. Believe me. God be with you.
Yeah, he'll send loan sharks after you eventually. You can still do the job for him. It's not really a good quest, in my opinion. I mean, they teach you how to, you know, what you gotta do is you gotta talk to the executioner. Tell him that he bought a bag of flour from Milopeshek, but he gave him half a sack. Yeah, you should have given him half a sack more, apparently. However, sometimes the executioner says that he never even bought any flour, and then he starts to beat you up, and he's much better at combat than you. Try and knock him out. Well, it doesn't work. He gets out of that. Draw your sword, he kills you. He'll just keep knocking you out. Load a save and he'll give you the ring for a little bit of money. Or he might accuse you of grave robbing and also get mad.
Who are you and where are you going?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith. I'm going to see my liege, Sir Radzig Kobyla of Dvoyets.
Of course you are, lad. And I'm the Pope. What do you want from his lordship? And what makes you think he'll see you?
I may not look the part, but I know about honour and duty. And mine is to tell Sir Radzig what happened to the sword he commissioned.
All right, then. Go ahead. It'll be your skin if Sir Radzig isn't pleased.
Insomniac is pretty good. You can go long without sleep. Kunis is here. He has a lead on a treasure back in Scarlet. God, Henry must have been really dirty if it takes such a long loading screen. I love that you can have sex in the bathhouse for some money. And I always take the weapons when I kill someone, so I can maintain them. Then my maintenance skill will go up. It's 98. You can also damage them, but they'll be worth less. See the black smoke, that's what damages it. Only there's someone working there. I love how they all have a shop guard. Now the bludgeon isn't a sharp weapon, so I need a repair kit. What I want of him, I don't even have the strength for it anyway. Short, I need minimum agility of 3. The short sword. Long swords need also some agility, but mostly strength, which I also don't really have. Those were the 2 guards at the Chamberlain
That be
at the
the
castle
smith's son Hal?
who gave
My
me the
soul.
cross guard.
It is him. What are you doing here, lad? We thought you were done for.
I must speak with Sir Radzig. Is he here?
He's in the palace with Sir Hanush of Rattay. They're feasting in the Knight's Hall. What do you want with him?
My father made him a sword. He asked me to deliver it to Sir Radzig.
I don't see any sword.
No. Bandits attacked me and stole it. I need to tell his lordship what happened. And then I'm going to find the sword.
Of course you are, Hal. Good luck.
Thanks.
I forgot to talk to Teresa. Another long cutscene. After this I'll talk to Teresa, then I'll get ready for advanced combat
in all
training.
seriousness, that this land of ours is in the shit. Deep fucking shit. Don't you agree?
I might not have put it as eloquently as you, Hanush, but I've been driven out of my own castle, so I'm hardly going to disagree.
Indeed. The Pirkstein is yours for as long as you need it. There's room enough for your men and you here at Rattay, and I'm sure my ward won't have any objection to me lending you his castle.
I'd be honored. Pirkstein is at your disposal as long as you wish, Your Grace.
Just as well you have another castle at the other end of town, eh?
At any rate, I'm beholden to you, Sir Hans, and to you, Sir Hanush.
I don't like to speak ill of your people, Sir Radzig, but, well, there's no love lost between the townsfolk and the refugees. There's been talk of criminality.
No, they'll have to get used to it until the situation's resolved.
But when will it be resolved? And what on God's earth is this war even about? I won't lie, sir. I don't understand it.
You aren't alone, Father. I believe Sigismund's original intention was to persuade Wenceslas to accept the imperial crown and to leave the rule of Bohemia to him.
Who could blame him? I know Wenceslas is a friend of yours, Radzig, but even you have to admit he brought it upon himself.
I can't deny the king neglected affairs of state for other pursuits. There is a need for order in the land, but I don't think the lords who sided with Sigismund realize just what Hungarian order looks like.
Hungarian order?
What concerns me, sir, is how a good Christian could resort to such brutality.
To give him his due, I don't think he expected the lords of this country to stand behind the king. But thanks to him, we're tearing ourselves apart, and now he has to get things under control.
But why in God's name does he have to use those barbarians?
Money is the root of all evil, young sir. Wars are costly, and this one has dragged on for a year. Sigismund ran out of coin for knights, so he recruited those whore sons that settled in Hungary. The less he pays, the more they make up for it with plunder.
That's why he attacked us. He was after our silver.
What are you doing? You've no business here. Clear off.
Wait, it's Henry. Henry, who disappeared after I clearly ordered him to remain at Taunberg.
I'm sorry, sir, but I had to bury my parents.
Had to? Do you think you were the only man who lost someone there? But the others listened to their lord.
And it wasn't just your own life you nearly threw away. So Robard and his men risked theirs to save you.
I'm sorry, but I had to.
No, there you go. When you have to, Radzig.
Your father was a remarkable man, and your mother, she was remarkable too. They deserved a Christian burial. Did you manage that at least?
No. I was attacked by thieves. I wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for that girl.
Girl?
The miller's daughter, Teresa.
The miller's daughter saved you from the footpads? Oh, there's a tale to tell your children.
I owe her my life. She distracted them and then brought me to Rattay. But without Sir Robard, we'd both be dead.
Oh, that's what I call a good woman. Hang on to that one, lad.
Still, it's a great shame your parents are buried in unconsecrated ground. That means purgatory for them.
Be quiet, Friar. I didn't invite you here to eat me out of house and home and deliver a sermon while you were doing it.
If you're so concerned, Father, maybe you should save the innocent souls of these fine Christians yourself. Go to Skalitz and consecrate their graves. I assure you, if you're killed by bandits, your soul will soar straight to heaven, as long as someone buries you in consecrated ground first.
If there's anything left to bury, that plump carcass of yours would be quite a feast for the wolves and the crows. One skeleton looks much like another, so how would we know which were your ordained bones or those of Sigismund's Tartars?
Be that as it may, why have you come here?
I must get your sword back.
Sword? My sword hangs here at my side.
No, the sword my father forged for you. One of those thieves stole it from me.
They almost killed him and he already wants to go back.
Takes after his father, I suppose. Lad, I've lost a castle, a village, silver mines, and a good half of my subjects. Why would I miss one sword?
Because it's the last one my father forged, and I promised him I'd deliver it to you.
I understand. I'd feel the same way. But prudence is the better part of valor. And the dead man keeps no promises.
Aye. Woman had to save his fat from the fire, and now he wants revenge. What kind of fool are you, boy?
He's no fool. Henry, you have courage. But you need training, arms, a horse. Or do you mean to beat this thief at dice?
No, sir. Please, take me into your service and give me the chance to learn these
He's
things.
pretty good at dice.
All of him. Fled from the enemy.
I'll definitely beat him at
Duke
dice.
Sir Divish lost your sword, put Sir Robard in danger with his actions, and now he wants a promotion. So Capon's right.
What you say is certainly true, except for fleeing the enemy. you would have run as well. Believe me. Henry's earned some punishment. How do you punish someone who's already lost everything? Courage and blind obedience are good qualities for a soldier, but a wise man also appreciates loyalty, perseverance, and determination. Besides, that was a fine sword that his father made. If he thinks he can get it back, I won't turn it down.
My lord, he's a peasant. You can't make a squire of a peasant.
Why not? Someone made a priest of a pig.
He isn't a peasant, father, he's a blacksmith, and recent events have left me in need of his skills. So, you'd like to enter my service?
Sir, yes, I would. You won't regret it.
Oh, I probably will. I'm doing this for your father, lad. Don't disappoint me.
Oh, fortune has finally smiled on you today, lad. Make the most of it.
Now that I think about it, Sir Hanush, the boy needs training and experience, and you need spear carriers.
That's true. The bailiff is always complaining about your people making trouble in the camp. Maybe one of their own among the guard might help.
It might. In any event, it will prove valuable experience.
But let's be clear, you're the one paying him. Captain Bernard, see to his training, and then send him to the bailiff.
Yes, sir.
And don't spare him.
You can rely on it, sir.
Don't forget, Henry. Don't disappoint me.
I won't, my lord.
Alright. I'll talk to Teresa. And then I'll head over to the combat arena for advanced training. And it was just so absolutely fucking slow. There's actually a way to make him slower. Put him in some heavy armor, make him carry a shitload of stuff, then get the Marathon Man perk. He'll be slower, but he can sprint for longer. The only way to make him faster is to get the sprinter perk. He'll be faster, but can't sprint for as long. Is there anything else in here? Oh yeah, I remember where she is. She's supposed to be here. Oh, she's shouting, man. It looks so weird.
Look at you, lover boy.
Have you got a moment? I'd like to ask a few questions about Skalitz. I don't remember much.
All right. What do you want to know?
Where's the sword I had?
You had a sword? It's gone now. Those scum took everything, including your horse.
I don't give a damn about the horse. I stole it anyway. But my father forged that sword for Sir Radzig. I promised father I'd take it to him. I have to get it back.
Well, you can't. Just be thankful you're still alive.
How did you get me away from Skalitz?
It wasn't easy. So Robard and his men helped load you on a wagon and we harnessed an old nag the bandits had left behind. The soldiers escorted us all the way here, God bless them.
No, they didn't. He only escorted you to Talmud. I mean, they had to get back there anyway.
So Robard and his men routed them. They killed the few, but the giant who attacked you fled, and Zibishek with him. They won't be safe in Skalitz for a while yet.
Why would Zbyszek do that? I never thought much of him, but banditry?
He was always a nasty piece of work. Doesn't surprise me he joined them. If you knew what he did to me.
Tell me.
When those humans, they call them, when the humans came, Zbyszek pushed me out in front of them and fled. He sacrificed me to save his own hide.
Bastard. What happened to the other survivors from Skalitz?
They sought refuge in Ratay, and some of the Ratay folk are none too happy about it.
And Matthew, Fritz and Matthias? Johanka? Did they make it?
They're alive. I heard Matthias is at the stud farm in Merhoyed. Johanka is in Sasau, and Fritz and Matthew, well, you know them. They're up to no good somewhere. The only trouble they'll be in is of their own making.
What about Sir Radzig?
Sir Hanush, he's the Lord of Ratay. He gave his lower castle to Sir Radzig, a place called Perkstein. Sir Hanush lives at the upper castle. Skalitz folk have made camp in front of it.
How did you get away from those Cumans?
You're wrong. If it hadn't been for you... When they came to the mill, they slaughtered everyone. And kept me for last. After you distracted them, I fled to the mines to find my brother, but he... My brother was dead, but I owe my life, and more, to you.
And I owe mine to you. The scales are balanced. I won't trouble you anymore. Let's leave it be.
Perfectly balanced, like all things should be.
I'd like to know...
So, how'd you like it in Ratay?
It's a big town with good strong walls, so I suppose we're safe here. And they took us in our hour of need, but for how much longer? They'll grow tired of us soon enough.
What do you think of the Lord here, Sir Hanush?
He comes from the glorious line of the Lords of Lipa. Folks say he's a bit hot-headed, but he took us in, so he must be a good Christian.
Who's this Sir Hans Capon?
He's actually the real Lord of Ratay, and Sir Hanush is only his guardian, because Sir Hans is underage and his father is dead. Folks say he's a spoilt young pup with an eye for the lasses.
He's actually already grown up, but the king needs to decide that, but the king is gone.
They're alive, that's the main thing. They have
And the
shelter,
nobles,
but
they
they're
don't
just
have time
scraping by.
to go to
Ratay
outside
citizens
the
aren't
country.
happy. The town is full of beggars who don't look like leaving anytime soon.
And the nobles can also make Sir Hans Capon officially an adult. And then they have to go all the way to the other side of the country.
Do you know anything about those Cuman
They don't care.
rapists? About, you know.
They came to Hungary from God knows where, and now they... Well, folk tell awful stories about them. I hope I never see them again.
That's all.
What are you up to? How would you like to, I don't know, come for a walk?
A walk? I'd like that very much, but I can't right now, Hal. Give me some time to settle in, will you?
If that's what you want.
It's not you, Hal. It's just this isn't a good time.
I'll go to the Common Arena. Wait, what time is it? It's too late anyway. I'm talking to the Peshek and then I'll end it. Then I'll continue later. I don't remember my videos longer than an hour. Longer than an hour and a half. Because then it will start to delete the first part of the video.
What's the local lord like?
Zahanush? He treats his people well, but he's tough as an old oak. The way things are these days, I wouldn't wonder if he and his men started kicking some asses.
What's Sahan's capon like?
Ah, that worthless dandy. Zahanush has to knock some sense into him, or I dread to think what will become of this place when he takes over.
Do you know Sir Bernard, the Ratai captain?
He's a grumpy bastard, but fair, I'd say.
What about the Skalitz folk?
God sent them to punish us for our sins. They don't work, they just idle around begging. And you want to keep a close eye on your belongings when they're around. I'll be glad to see the back of them.
What do you think about everything that's happened?
I don't concern myself with the doings of my betters. But this mess isn't good for business. Them two brothers should sort things out between themselves without dragging us into it. I don't give a damn who's king, but that usurper from Hungary has gone too far.
Yeah, the kings do the fighting, the citizens do the dying.
Do you know anything about those Cumans?
The heathen scum that Sigismund brought here. Why do you even ask? You've seen with your own two eyes what they're capable of.
That's all.
May the Lord watch over you.
Alright, I'm gonna end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll start in another one in about half an hour. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.